Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. But really quick before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that that's because I got home pretty late from doing some errands earlier on today. I decided that System Shock Radio will be moved to tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow will be your double feature. Today will just be the singular video and everything, but tomorrow will be your double feature. So we not only will do System Shock Radio tomorrow, but we're also going to do we're going to be talking in a discussion video about how the WrestleMania announcement that we got yesterday, and it's a big one, so definitely stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, this review right here seems to solve two of my conundrums, and essentially is killing two birds with one stone, because not only have I not reviewed an ECW event so far in 2024, since 2024 started, and we're admittedly pretty late into the year, but also I'm not quite out of my Dusty Rhodes fix just yet. So Dusty Rhodes only a couple years earlier, and I don't think I mentioned it when I reviewed Backlash from yesterday, so if you haven't already, go check out that review. I don't think I mentioned that I pretty much confirmed that AJ Styles vs. Dusty Rhodes took place in 2003. But what if I told you that 3 years earlier, Dusty Rhodes was the American Dream, found himself in ECW going against an interesting opponent in the form of the King of Old School, Steve Corino. I'm of course talking about Dusty Rhodes versus Steve Corino in a bull rope match at ECW Living Dangerously 2000. So as always, I'm not a professional wrestling viewer, analyst, or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had I'd say a pretty decent time with this match. So without further ado, let's get right into it. If you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. So starting with what I liked. Like, if you are someone who's into blood or like hardcore matches and stuff like that, I'd say this one will satiate your appetite. Both men end up bleeding bucket. It's Steve Corino who busts Dusty open first, but then Dusty busts him right back, and Steve Corino. And this was mentioned during the build to last year's WrestleMania match between Cody and Roman, how Dusty was brought in and essentially, if I'm not mistaken, brought in kind of as like a favor to Paul Heyman, and having some trouble finding work, kind of down on his luck financially, and so Paul brought him into ECW to do this program with Steve Corino, and Dusty had a few matches in ECW, but to the point where he even made it into the ECW Anarchy Rules video game. I used to have that video game on the PS1, and Dusty Rhodes was one of the characters playable, but especially this feud with Steve Corino. And then and after I watched the match, I then went and watched Steve Corino's interview where he talked about the match and how he's so excited to work with Dusty, and how he and Jack Victory were pretty much like super excited to work with Dusty and to take the bionic elbow and everything from Dusty. So Steve Corino and Steve has cited this match as being very influential to his ECW career, and I think he even said this is like one of his favorite matches, which it definitely was. Like, for Steve Corino's time in ECW, he would be ECW champion later on that year in 2000. But yeah, this definitely was like definitely did. It put over Dusty to an extent, but it also put over Steve Corino and everything. And Steve Corino will go around calling himself the King of Old School and everything, and of course flanked by Jack Victory as well. So, yeah, Steve Corino, this definitely gave him that push up. Unfortunately, unlike Mr. Styles, which if you haven't already, go review, or not go review, I did the review, but check out my review of AJ Styles versus Dusty Rhodes at NWA TNA pay-per-view number 65. But unfortunately, unlike the phenomenal one on Steve Corino, did come up short against the American Dream, at least in this match. They would rematch at CyberSlam and later on in the year, but and Steve Corino will win that one. But as for this one, yeah, so Oh, no, that's out of the way. And going back into the match, just kind of had to provide a little bit of that backstory, but yeah. So, both men definitely bleeding. Like I said, Dusty got busted open first, and then Steve follows suit. And had some really nasty action, and not like super duper gross out gory, but there definitely was blood spilled, and the way they just like raking over the cowbell over each other or as well to bust each other open. Like Steve used the cowbell to rip at Dusty, and then Dusty did it to Steve, and to the point where he even ripped up and not just Steve Corino's head, but even his but even on his arm, cut him, bust him open, stuff like that. So, definitely a super bloody bout, between the two who in the bull rope match, which of course, the bull rope match very synonymous with Dusty Rhodes and the Rhodes family. He more so. But yeah. All right, so just quick ahead there, but yeah, so both men definitely he busted open. Not like I said, kind of admittedly he despite like the cowbell stuff and like the raking of the cowbell, not some of the craziest stuff that's been seen in ECW, but yeah, so both men definitely bloody there. Definitely he hitting that fight and battling each other, of course, and definitely I'd say pretty for the most part. I would say evenly split. Like Dusty got some offense in, Steve gets some offense in. Ultimately, Dusty Rhodes nails not just a bionic elbow, but a diving bionic elbow. Pretty much an elbow drop on Steve Corino. I believe Corino was holding the chair or had the chair in place, although I'm not entirely sure. But Dusty hitting the diving elbow, but Dusty also getting some help from the referee. Now, the referee, they said in storyline, was attacked by Steve Corino and Jack Victory at a prior ECW event. I forget which one they said, but essentially getting his revenge. Unbiased officiating. Although I do kind of get it, he was attacked. He was provoked by Steve Corino and Jack Victory, but still at the same time, man. And wait till after, or call the match now. Beat up Steve Corino afterwards, but I guess the referee wasn't having it. So yeah, so I would say solid encounter on that part, and I think it definitely I can see why Steve would enjoy this match, especially like it put Dusty over, it put Steve over, or Dusty he gets to win and gets to be like the conquering hero and everything, and Steve looks pretty strong, even in defeat. And I imagine after Steve gets his win back over Dusty at CyberSlam, which I'll probably review at some point down the line, and probably maybe within the next few weeks or so. I'm not sure, maybe within the next couple weeks or so. But yeah, so Dusty does look like a conquering hero. And Steve he plays his role well. So I think they pull it off in that regard. In terms of what I didn't quite like about this match, Hedge is very brawl heavy, and they do a lap almost all around the arena, like all through the crowd and stuff. They do like the full lap, both while they're holding the cowbell and they're bound to the rope. Like normally with like the rope and stuff, they for the most part keep it to the ring. They'll sometimes go on the outside, but nope, they took the rope and they took a tour all around the arena, just nailing each other, beating each other down all around the arena. A bit too brawl heavy, but then again, and not really expecting a technical masterpiece is this, because it wasn't really that type of match, but still, yeah. So a bit brawl heavy, and the referee, admittedly, it serves the purpose, and they explain why he does what he did, and yes, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's kind of an interesting look. I will will say. Like it serves a purpose, and referees getting their referees giving the superstars their comeuppance is not uncommon. It's not new even up to this point. Lest we forget Earl Hebner and all the times he got his gave Triple H his receipts, but otherwise, I would say he's solid enough match, decent enough match. I definitely would recommend checking this match out in case you're curious. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload videos. You can see as soon as it drops, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. If you like the match, you like my review of the match, let me know. Like I said, we're gonna have both the System Shock Radio, the next episode of System Shock Radio, and talking about talking about the big WrestleMania news that's been revealed. So both those will be happening. So what we're gonna do is normally I do upload around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Although I've been kind of late the past few days or so, but. What we're going to do for tomorrow's videos is one is going to go up at 8 a.m. and then the other is going to go up at 8 p.m. Which one will be which, I haven't really decided yet, but we will figure it out. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.